Okay. Good afternoon. I hope you all have a wonderful time. So, in the morning, we started to discuss the skills that we should develop through Metta. I thought in this time, kind of controversial, to talk kind of controversial subject, Dhamma. Very controversial. It's not easy to comprehend, even myself. After this talk, your doubt will increase. If I did so, then I'm fulfilling my duty. And there might be so many arguments. It means I'm fulfilling my duty. You are so confused. It means I'm fulfilling my duty. That is my duty. So, Metta has some limits, even though we call it boundaryless. Metta has some kind of limits. According to the advice of the Buddha, you can't practice metta to the dead one who departed from you. You can't use them in your category, because in the morning you might heard through the Karaniya Metta Sutta, weak or strong, long, large, medium, subtle, gross, visible, invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth. It doesn't mention about death. It means if someone departed from us, we can't take that person as an object to practice meditation. That's one thing. And other things, according to the Vinaya, if you are feeling you as a male or female, you're not supposed to take as a single object or opposite person. It is also kind of advice given by the Buddha in Vinaya. So these are the limits. These are the boundaries. So it might be your mom, it might be your dad, it doesn't matter. You can take as a single objects in opposite person. So we are willing to develop our loving kindness thoughts to top up level. In that level, there is a simile that Buddha explained in Karaniya Metta Sutta. Mata yata niyam puttang ayasayeka puttamanurakke. Who has a child, mother who has a child, how much love and caring that mother hold into that child, that much compassion, sympathetic joy, loving kindness, compassion, equanimity that you can develop to the world. That is the maximum level that we can develop metta. Metta is kind of softness, flexibility on your mind. Through the metta, we are trying to develop our flexibility. So we have some kind of thoughts that we are talking about the human rights, animal rights, all these rights considering about flexibility. So as human beings, flexibility is one of quality that we have to develop. Otherwise, it is not easy to live in this world. Particularly, just think about if someone living with anger. Everyone who are not attaining enlightenment living with anger. That's the reality. So then we don't know what reason would be there to arise his angry thoughts. For example, just think about practicing as a group people in here. You practice as a group here. When you sit for meditate, you are willing to meditate metta, loving friendliness, that is your object. When you start to practice, then the environment is very calm and quiet. Then you are able to listen to even tiny thing. Next to you, there is a person. So that even that you can able to hear that person's breath, inhalation and exhalation. Now you can hear. Now you are sitting on cushion to practice metta. Now get in calm environment and your mind also get in calm, so that you can hear the sounds of that person's breath. Then suddenly your mind turning into anger. What the hell, this person is not able to even breathe in and out slowly in this meditation. Suddenly anger is there. Is there any particular reasons? Nothing. Just breath became a reasons to arise anger. See how much we need metta in this world to live happily and peacefully. So therefore, our mind is kind of tricky. It's always running, going back to some kind of unwholesome thoughts. Always the mind like to hanging around with unwholesome thoughts. It is not easy to keep that mind with wholesome thoughts. That's why we need metta more. That's why we need compassion more. We need more compassion. We need more sympathetic joy. We need more equanimity. So then we can get calm down our mind. We can stay with wholesome thoughts in longer. In the morning, Bhante Ji mentioned a simile. Bull or ox, wild. Just think about a wild bull. Taking him and tied him through the post. And then you can control in some degrees. But always that wild ox trying to going away from us, hanging around in the forest. That is the nature. Same as our mind, always trying to connect with the unwholesome thoughts. It is the nature of undeveloped mind. So we are trying to develop our mind. Meditation is one of technique that we can use, particularly metta meditation is one of great technique that we can tame our mind. So there is a connection with the sutta that I am going to discuss, Chulla Kamma Vibhanga Sutta. In Majjhima Nikaya, the last sutta category, you can see Chulla Kamma Vibhanga Sutta. Talking about Kamma is not easy subject. It's very controversial, difficult subject, even to understand what is Kamma means. Who don't know about the Kamma, it is very difficult to explain for them. Because Kamma, the words Kamma has a lot of meanings, and in some cultures they are misusing the words. Likewise, just think about if someone has some kind of trouble, then that person ready to attribute to the God, attribute to the Kamma. What I can do, it is my Kamma. His laziness is there, some other issues are there. Keeping all these things beside, they're ready to say, what I can do, it is my Kamma. Is misusing Kamma. Kamma is not the main thing. Kamma is there, but it is not, everything not happening according to the Kamma. That is advice that we have to keep in our mind. Really, we have to keep in our mind. Not everything happening according to the Kamma, but As human beings, even we can change our karma. That is the ability that we have as human being, born being in a human world as human being. That is our responsibility to change our karma. We have that energy with us. We have that effort with us. The Buddha, he changed his karma. All other Arahant beings, likewise Sariputta, Moggallana, Rahula, Kassapa, all these Arahant beings had been changed in their karma. Particularly, think about Venerable Angulimala, who had killed 999 human beings in this very life. He was able to get rid of karmic power, attaining enlightenment. Therefore, being born as a human being in this human world, we have wonderful opportunity to live controlling our karma. We have opportunity to change our karma. Now we know we all are being born into this world as human beings. We have human life. If you are not behave as a human beings, if you are not developing your mind, then you are making path to go to low level realm. You are living as a human beings, you are developing your mind, you are making path to go heaven. Nobody is here to help us to go to heaven or hell. We are the creator, we are the power, we are the people who has authority to control, to make our path ourselves. So, keeping these ideas basically about the karma, let us going into the discourse, the Chullakama Vibhanga Sutta, what Buddha said about the karma. There was a young person who came to see the Buddha. And that young person was asking these questions from the Buddha, Master Gautama. Why among people some are short-lived, long-lived, continuously sick, healthy, ugly, beautiful, weak, influencer, poor, rich, low-class, high-class, unwise, wise, so some are seen to be low and great? His question is, why some people are seen to be low, some people are seen to be great? Among us, we are different from these things. We are different from these things. Each and everyone different. Then that young person was asking from the Buddha, what is the reason for this? So these are very general. Everyone can understand. Yes, among the human being, we can see all these differences. All these changes are there. Some people are wise, some people are not. Even some are not able to even understand anything. That much weak. Someone live long, according to the Buddha's explanation, Dharacha, Mahantacha, Ye Bala, Yecha Pandita, Sabbe Machu Asang, Dharacha, Mahantacha. Someone died even without coming out from the womb, inside the womb. Someone died living after 2 days, 3 days, 24 hours, or a week, 2 weeks, a month, perhaps year, maybe 2 years, something like that. Someone can live longer, like 100, maybe 120. Then this situation is visible. We can experience, we are experiencing this situation. So then that young person was asking from the Buddha, what is the reason for this? Then Buddha is starting to explain the reasons. Youth, beings are the owners of their karma. And here to their karma. Karma is their determining factor of rebirth. They are relative. and their refuge. It is karma that divides being into low and great. Very simply, Buddha explained why they became low or great, because completely depending on their karma. Completely depending on their karma. So, now in here, you can see beings are the owners of their karma. Then we have to go into some more explanation, more details about what is karma means. What is karma? Karma, directly we can get a direct explanation. Karma means mindful action. Mindful action. It might be verbally or deed. This is karma. But there's a connection. What is that connection? You should connect with mind. There's an explanation. Chetanaham bhikkhave kammang vadami. The Buddha said, the thoughts or volitional are the karma. When we are talking about karma, you can't forget about your mind and thoughts, because karma means your mind, your thoughts. Karma means your mind, your thoughts. But there should be an action. There should be an action. Connecting with that mind, connecting with that thoughts. So, according to, there are two sutta that I like to mention. Mahatipadopama Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya, as well as Madhupindika Sutta, Honeyball Discourse. These two discourses are very important to understand about the karma. We can get wonderful lessons, wonderful examples to understand about the karma. What is that? According to Madhupindika Sutta, it says, Chakkuncha paticca rupe uppajjati. In physical body, you can see there is eye. Chakkuncha. Paticca rupa. Against eye, there are some pictures. Against the eye, there are some pictures. Chakkuncha paticca rupe uppajjati. Whenever eye is there, as well as some pictures are there, whenever it's happening, connecting together, eye consciousness is there. Right away, it's happening. It's a natural phenomenon. When eye and the pictures are connecting together, eye consciousness is there. Tinnan Sangati Passo, these three things are working together, touching each other. Eye consciousness, eye, and the picture. These three things are connected together. Tinnan Sangati Passo. The word Passa is very important. Touching together. Then, when the connection of the mind, when it starts to connect three things together, then feeling arise. Feeling arise. When you have feeling, naturally you have desire, naturally you have ignorance, naturally you have hatred, then it's driving into different directions. When you have feeling, then now you have, oh, it's a beautiful picture. Oh, what a nice picture. It's a mango, it's banana, it's apple. Oh, I like apple. I know this apple's nature. It's very sweet. It's honey. then desire is arising. How desire arises? With the perceptions, the experience that you already accumulated. Through all these experiences, now you are driving into different paths. I know the taste, I like, all these thoughts are arising. As well as in other way, negative way, I know I don't like it, I hate it. Do you have negative feelings also? In here we can see there would be two things, accepting and rejecting. Accepting and rejecting. Whether you accept or reject, you are accumulating karma. You are creating karma. Why? Ignorance is there, hatred is there, desire is there. So whenever your mind connected with desire, hatred, and ignorance, without knowing you are accumulating karma. Without knowing you are accumulating karma. Why? Your mind is connected with those things. So therefore, in these suttas are explaining, even though we think we are looking picture through our eyes, no. We are hear sounds through our ears, no. We are tasting things through our tongue, no. All these things happening according to your mind, through your mind. You see pictures through your mind, but with the help of your eye. You hear sounds through your mind with the help of ear. You taste through your mind with the help of your tongue. Tongue is not the main organ that you can taste. If tongue is the main organ that you can taste, even the dead body can see the pictures, can taste, can hear the sounds. Luckily, that dead body can't hear. Otherwise, that dead person would wake up very soon, because the living people are saying so many lies in front of that dead body. So, now you can see how we create our own karma. Each and every moment, whatever objectives are coming to our mind through these bases, we are collecting karma, we are accumulating karma. Therefore, no one can say, oh, I am a good person, even though I'm not going killing, even though I'm not going to do any other unwholesome activities, I am a good person, I don't have any bad actions. No one can say so. Why? Even though that action is not happening, your mind is running with these unwholesome thoughts. You're accumulating through that unwholesome thoughts. You're accumulating unwholesome activity, unwholesome karma. So karma is very subtle. That's why I mentioned karma is very subtle, very complicated. According to Girimananda Sutta, one of discourse delivered by the Buddha, because Venerable Girimananda was very sick, he was on dying bed. Venerable Ananda approached to Buddha and asked, Venerable Sir, he is dying very soon. Can you go to see him? Then the Buddha said, instead of going to see him, I would like to suggest you to learn 10 perfections and listening to 10 perfections and go to tell him. Then Venerable Girimananda was listening to all these 10 perceptions through the Venerable Ananda. He was able to develop his mindfulness. he was able to develop his concentration, he cured completely from his sicknesses. He cured. In that particular sutta, there was this sutta is very important. This is the oldest evidence about explaining about the body parts, explaining about the sicknesses that we can have, and the way how we can cure from these sicknesses. This is the oldest evidence that we can use in health field. Hippocrates is not the first one who found all these medicines and things, the Buddha, because 2,600 years ago, in Girivananda Sutta, it's explained. So, according to that explanation, Kamma Vipaka Jabhada, there is only one among 9 happening according to the Kamma. Kamma Vipaka Jabhada is 1 out of 9 happening with Kamma as a result of Kamma. And there are 5 other laws which we call Niyama Dhamma. Dhamma is 1 out of 5. So therefore, not everything happening according to the karma. Why? As human beings, we have ability to control this power. We can control, we can develop. Another way, none of us not doing all the time bad, or none of us not doing all the time goods. We are not just accumulating wholesome or unwholesome. It is the nature of mundane person. That's why Buddha approach to anyone in his dispensation. Angulimala was killing human beings here and there. Everybody was refusing him to associate. The Buddha did not refuse him, reject him. Buddha directly approached him. Sopaka, Sunita, all these innocents were there. And Patachara was there. Ambapali, there was a lady. She was a famous prostitute during those days. Buddha preached to her, preached the Dhamma. Buddha did not care what kind of lifestyle they have. Buddha always thinking about their ability, what kind of abilities that they have. Why? Promoting that ability, they can get rid of that situations. They can change their lifestyle. They can change their whole system. Some of them were able to get rid of complete samsaric suffering, birth and death circle. That much power was there in their mind. Therefore, in this explanation, karma, here to their karma is their determining factor of rebirth. We are all living under the karma. Karma is our relative, karma is our refuge. So, as well as we can change our karma. You're not supposed to forget that part. So, this was the explanation given by the Buddha to that young person. Then, the Buddha started to explain one by one. First thing, killing. Someone who kills beings, violent, bloody-handed, a killer and cruel to beings, because of such actions after death, reborn in a place of misery, hell. If not reborn in a hell, but instead of reborn in the human world, then he is short-lived. Why they have short life? In previous lives, they had been killing other beings, living beings. As a result of that, in this very life that we can experience. Some people does not have long life. This explanation in Chullakamma Vibhanga Sutta. But don't forget, it is 1 out of 9 or 1 out of 5. Don't forget this ratio. Keep in your mind. That would be. No one can say exactly, oh, he is living very short because of he had done some bad killing or something in his previous. No one can say so. Only the Buddha can say it. Because Buddha can analyze it, Buddha can recognize it, then he can explain it. But we may not, there might be some other reasons. According to the 5 laws, Uttuniyama, Bijaniyama, Chittaniyama, Dhammaniyama, Kammaniyama. These 5 laws are there. Uttuniyama, as we know, winter is different than summer. No? Winter weather is affecting someone in different ways. Some people who has heart trouble, who has asthma, these kind of sicknesses, their life is in danger in winter. It is not because of the karma. It is not happening because of the karma. As we remember, a few years ago, we had bad situations with COVID-19. Millions of people died because of COVID. It is not karma. Perhaps there are some people who died because of their karma, but no one can say all millions die because of their karma. It is not right, it is wrong. It might be. So therefore, be careful, someone who kills beings not live long because of that karmic effect. It is the explanation in this sutta, but we're not supposed to forget about that 5 laws and the explanation in Girimananda Sutta. It is 1 out of 9, according to 5 laws, 1 out of 5. So this is the probability. It can happen. But in here, the Buddha explained to that young person, these people who don't have longer life, they had killed, they had involved with the violence. That's why this happened to them in this very life. In positive way, once puts aside rods, swords, and weapons, he is ashamed of killing beings, sympathetic and kind, full of compassion for beings. Because of such actions, after death, reborn in a happy world, heaven. If he is not reborn in heaven, instead of reborn in the human world, he is lonely. This is the positive way. Someone who lives in long, we can say they did not involve with any killing. They did not have any violent thoughts in their previous life. There might be some violent thoughts, but they did not have actions with that violent thoughts. They mostly practice in compassion, sympathetic joy to all living beings as a result of that their wholesome action, they are able to live long. So living long is kind of basic things in our life. Sabbe tasanti dandassa, sabbe bhayanti machuno. In Dhammapada it says, sabbe tasanti, no one like anyone try to disturb you. No one want to die. I have read more than 100 letters who wrote in their last moment who were trying to attempt suicide. At the beginning of those letters, they are starting very happy. I'm going to die soon. I want to give lessons such a persons. This happening because of such a things. They explain it at the beginning, but at the end, we are not able to see that happiness in their explanation. As I remember, someone was asking support, please help me. That is the reality. People who are trying to kill themselves at the beginning because of their cloudy mind, they are not able to see the reality of their mind. They are living with anger to themselves. So they're trying to kill themselves, but the actual thoughts are not there. The actual thoughts, they are willing to live more. But unfortunately, their mind not really recognizing their thoughts, real thoughts, because of angry thoughts that they are holding. That is the reality. That's why Sabbeta Santitanda, so all living beings are prayed to die. No one wants to die. We are trying to live as much as we can. That's why we always try to help this body to keep healthy. We eat on time. We do exercise on time. We take medication on time. We don't want to miss any of these things. Why? We want to live long as much as we can. Even at the last moment, if someone come in and asks what you need to do, that person would ask, please help me to live at least another second. If that person can communicate really with us. So this is the nature, this is the reality, because we are living with desire. The greatest part is we like to live more. That is the reality. But if someone not listen to the natural law, universal law, then they have to pay for it. They have to pay for it. Therefore, in here, we have to keep some thoughts with us. We have to generate the wholesome thoughts with us, not to kill any living beings, not to hurt anyone, not to disturb anyone. Why? We want to develop Metta. We want to develop Metta. Not only that, even just think about why we observe some precepts, abstaining from killing, abstaining from stealing. Why? For example, Buddha gave us advice, Attanang upamang katta nahaneya nagata. Use you as an example. Use you as an example. What you like, what you don't like. If there is something that you don't like, don't do it to others. Why? Same as you, they don't like it. In counseling, they say, get into their shoes. Get into their shoes. It means try to measure that person thinking about yourself. If this is happening to me, how would be my nature? If someone hurting to me, how would be my mind? My anger will arise. My fear will arise. It increasing. So then what I'm trying to do, there would be two things. I'm going to against that person to fight with that, or I'm going to fly to avoid that situation. Why? I like my life. I like my life. So therefore, that's why abstaining from killing, I am abstaining from killing for what? I like my life. So then I'm giving a certificate to others. I don't kill any living beings. I'm giving certificate to others. I don't kill any living beings. So I'm generating wholesome thoughts, staying in that virtue, and developing my wholesomeness. I'm developing my atmosphere with these wholesome thoughts. Now you can see the connection with Newton's third theory. Every action has a reaction. He just talked about the physical things. But Buddha said, every volitional action has a reaction. You have good thoughts. You don't have killing thoughts. You have metta thoughts instead of killing thoughts. Now you are protecting yourself. So I abstain from killing. Why? I like to live long. That is the reality. So we observe precepts. Why? Because of our ego. But it is positive, it is good thing, it is not unwholesome, it is wholesome. Why? We are trying to kill our unwholesomeness, developing this wholesome ego thoughts, egoistic thoughts. Not like other way. The other way, what they do, I am the only person who is supposed to live, you are not supposed, therefore I can kill you. I want to take everything that belongs to you. That is unwholesome. I am assuring you, I don't kill any living beings because I like my life. That is very good. That is wholesome. So why? Dhamma is my relative. I know that. If I did some unwholesome activities, I have to pay for it. I know that. So therefore, I'm developing my wholesomeness, developing my spirituality like this, observing precepts to protect myself, to develop my wholesomeness. So anyway, in here it's explained in Chullakama Vibhanga Sutta, if someone live long means that person did not involve with killing. That is the meaning. Harming someone who hurts beings with the first stone rod of swords, because of such actions after death, he is reborn in a plane of misery, hell. If he is not reborn in a hell, but instead of reborn in the human world, then he is continuously sick. Don't look at all the sick people with this kind of views, perceptions. There are some other reasons, but there are some kind of sicknesses you couldn't find the reasons. They go to doctors here and there, they do researches here and there, no results. They couldn't find the reasons. Then we can assume it might be karma. It might be karma. But anyway, in Chullakama Vibhanga Sutta, it's explained, if someone in this human world, if that you can experience, someone is always sick, continuously suffering with some kind of sicknesses, no any solutions, it means they had done so many hurts in their previous lives. But I mean, something out of the Dhamma, just think about the United States is the one of the high-rank country who has diabetes, cholesterol, pressure, heart attack, all these sicknesses. It is not the karma. What is it? According to Girimananda Sutta, misbehavior. Eating too much, killing the nature, what we eat, processed food we eat most of the time. We are not thinking about a healthy lifestyle or healthy food. Genetically, we kill the nature completely. Then eating all these garbage, then we have to pay for it. It is explained in Girimananda Sutta. That is unhumanistic behavior. As a result of that, we have this high ranking sicknesses with us. It is our danger. So, therefore, it might be not connecting with this explanation, Karma explanation. Next one. Someone who does not hurt with the first stone, rod or sword because of such actions after death, he is reborn in a happy world, heaven. If he is not reborn in heaven, but instead reborn in the human world, then he is healthy. There are some healthy people. Live long, happily, peacefully, healthy. It might be result of their previous good karma, wholesome karma, because they did not hurt anyone. You see this connection, but when we start to hurt someone, what is happening ourselves? We are hurting ourselves. We are killing our wholesomeness. Not someone killing outside. You are killing yourself. Your human qualities are decreasing. Your metta is decreasing. Your hurt, your anger is increasing. So, no one needs to do anything for you. You are destroying yourself. When you are living with the unwholesome thoughts, your mind always polluted by desire, anger, hatred, and all other unwholesome thoughts. When your mind polluted with all these things, what about your blood circulation? Your blood going to bed. It's very simple things, even though we are not specialists of these things, but we can understand through our experience. If your mind is not clear, if your mind is not happy, you don't have energy with you. You don't have energy. It means your blood circulation is not well, your blood is not good. As a result of, you have these kind of sleepiness and you don't have energy. You always wanted to do something not related to the main object that you are focusing on. You're always going here and there without meaning. All these things would be there. It is the karma. It is your karma. So now you can see, to see the results of your karma, you don't want to wait for your next life. In this very life, you can see that results. You don't want to wait for that because you are destroying yourself. How about anger? Someone who is irritable and bad temper, even when lightly criticized, he loses his temper, becoming annoyed, hostile, and stubborn. Because of such actions after death, he is reborn in a plane of misery, hell. Instead, reborn in a human world, then he is ugly. Ugly, that word has deep meaning. Ugly means, as human being, we have some kind of way that we can recognize. So this would be human face. This would be human body. If there is a body which is that we are not recognized as a human body, then we can say, oh, it's ugly body. Otherwise, ugly means not the color that you have. Ugly means not the some kind of wicked appearance. It is not the ugly means. Ugly means you are not able to recognize his face is as human face, body as human body. This is meaning ugly. So it is happening because of anger. We don't want to wait to see it in our next life. We can see it in present life. How would be the nature when you are living with anger? We know definitely the color changing in your face when you have anger. Your muscles are changing and muscles are starting to dance itself. All these changes are happening when you're angry. So we don't want to wait to see in our next life how would be the nature of anger. Anger is very bad. You can see it. When you are living with anger, whatever comfortable situation is there, you are not enjoying that because of your anger. It's killing completely your whole life. That anger is very dangerous, very harmful. This is kind of explanation the Valencia University that they did a research and I found it and I thought better to share with you. When we get angry, the heart rate, artery extensions and testosterone productions in increase, cortisol, the stress hormone decreases and the left hemisphere of the brain become more stimulated. All these, you can see all these information in modern subjects, through modern subjects, but I chose this one because to see the results of karma, you can see through this. You don't want to wait to see the results in next life. In this very life, all these things happening to us if you are living with anger. This is the karma. Karma, the results are live. Someone who is not irritable and bad temper, even heavenly criticized, doesn't lose temper, become annoyed, hostile, and stubborn, or display annoyance, hate, and bitterness because of such actions. After death, he is reborn in a happy world, heaven, if not reborn in heaven, but instead reborn in the human world, then he is beautiful. Now, in here we can see why people become ugly, why people become beautiful. You can choose which one you like to have, whether you can be ugly or beautiful. It's completely up to you because karma is your relative. Karma is not something belongs to your parents, your siblings, your children. Karma belongs to karma completely unique to you. Therefore, you can decide which path, which way is the best way for you. Ugly way or beautiful way. Jealous. Take someone who is jealous, envies the positions of honor, respect, reverence, homage, and venerations given to others. He is resentful and bears a grudge. Because of such actions after death, he is reborn in a plane of misery, hell. If he is not reborn in hell, but instead reborn in the human world, he is weak. Jealous, you create your weakness. Jealous. You can see it yourself if you are living with jealousy. How would be the nature? Always something in here. If someone buy a new car, he's buying a new car. They don't have a new car. someone you don't have any relationship, looking at that situation, you have upset mind. You are living in a hell. You don't want to go, you don't want to wait in next life. Not only that, each and every moment it's hurting to you. Each and every moment it's hurting to you. Is the nature. So jealousy is very dangerous things. Is driving us to awful stages. We have to be very careful. If someone not jealous, he does not envy, possesses honor, respect, reverence, homage, venerations given to others. He is not resentful and bears the grudge. Because of such actions, after death, he is even in a happy world heaven. That person can be an influential person because he does not have jealous. So you can decide which path you want to apply. All these things up to us, not to somebody else. According to the religions, they can say it's up to the God. But according to the philosophy and the way of life, it is up to us, not to someone else, not for unseen beings. Stinginess. Someone who is not generous, doesn't give food, drink, clothing, vehicles, flowers, perfumes, and makeup, and bed, house, and light in all others. Because of such actions after death, that person can be poor person. That person can be a poor person. Same way, in other way, who is generous, giving food and all these things to others, that person can be a rich person. Mentally, that person is rich. Mentally. That person is always rich. He does not have worries. He does not think about losing things. He always happy about others' happiness. Oh, see, that person is enjoying this life, having this such a things. He can be happy. So, generousness is very important in this very life, to live as human beings as well as to develop good relationship with all living beings. Good relationship with all living beings, not just human beings. So, generousness is very important. Generous thoughts cultivate so many good things with us. That word is very important. We have so many details, but if I'm going to take, I have to take another 2-3 hours to explain about that. Therefore, just keep that things in your mind and concede, stubborn and conceited. He doesn't bow to others. He doesn't rise up them, often them seat, make way for them, honor, respect, esteems, or venerate those who are worthy of such. Because of such actions, after death he is reborn in a plane of misery. Stubbornness and conceit are very dangerous. To born in low class. In here, there is the caste families. The caste system was there in India during the Buddha's time, but according to the modern society, we can say low class. Low class means all these unhappy stages would be there. What is the reason? Because of their pride. I am the person. I don't care any of you. I'm the man. These kind of thoughts would be there. Not stubborn and not conceited. That person can have high-class family life. High-class family life means basically there would be people who respect you highly, They believe you. They have confidence of you. Low class means they don't have confidence. No one believes you. No one accepts you. No one invite you. High class means everybody believe, everybody invite. It's funny. Some people are welcoming all the time. Just think about some movie star. If they are coming to your place, you are welcome anytime. No? But if someone not well famous, who are you? Why you are here? So many questions would be there in front of that person. Might be very innocent person who is just asking glass of water. But you don't care because you don't know that person. You don't have any confidence of that person. You are living with very doubt about that person. So then you are not ready to welcome warmly. But there are people, you are wishing to invite them to join with you for into your house for dinner, lunch, breakfast, even if you don't have a chance for lunch or dinner. Try to invite them. Why? You have confidence. This is the nature of a high-class person. So there are people like this. As I remember, one day, someone was invited me to give a Dhamma talk. I went to that place, give a Dhamma talk. While I was giving Dhamma talk, everybody was listening. I was giving Dhamma talk sitting on that chair. Suddenly, the audience became kind of changes. They're looking at here and there, some of them standing up, going away. So many things was happening. I was thinking, what is happening? My Dhamma talk was not enlightened for them. I was very weak with that. Is that the reason? I was thinking. Later on, there was a guy who came and sit end of the audience, and then he's also joined with us. Somehow, few minutes later, the time was run out. I end up my Dhamma talk. I was questioning, what happened mid of the Dhamma service? Then they said, Bhante, you know, he's a star. He suddenly appeared. He came to visit us. That's why they were worried. They were running here and they are preparing things to welcome him. Instead of listening to my Dhamma, better to talk to that star. This is his influence. No? It's happening. It's happening. Whatever the things that we're going to teach people to increase their lifestyle, if there is a movie star or any kind of person, that person doesn't give us anything. Try to find a space in TV channel for 5 minutes for me. Can you find? No. But if that person can take hours and hours, then what we can learn from that person, the way how he grew up, the things that that person is wearing, the shops that person going shopping, the places where he like to spend. For what? Is there any way that you can increase your lifestyle listening to this kind of information? No. But that person is influenced person. That person can do some changes. Therefore, whether it is related to your life or not, it doesn't matter. That influence people can do so many things. This is the nature of high class and low class. We all are in low class. Don't worry about that. Let's accumulate more and more wholesomeness. Then one day we may be able to be an influenced person into the world. That is not our purpose. It might be extra thing. There are people who are going to asking questions to disturb someone. Really, there is no any questions there to clarify. They want to make some kind of disturbance, or they want to show they are, oh, I know better than you. So that kind of persons just going to person who don't know much things to hurt to his feelings, that having that purpose, go and ask questions, it might be the cause for to be unwise person, foolish one. It is in Chullakama Vibhanga Sutta. There's a person who always going to wise people, not to make unnecessary debates, to have meaningful discussions. Meaningful questions are there. There are benefits for the listeners as well as the person who is giving the answer. All the benefits are there. That kind of discussions, who is always involved, who is trying to involve, it is the path to become a wise person. It's not even next life, even in this very life. If we have meaningful discussions, meaningful questions for someone. So next item would be that for you. Question and answer time. You can make good questions. So it is the way people live that makes them how they are, whether short-lived or long-lived, constantly sick or healthy, ugly or beautiful, weak or influential, poor or rich in a low class or high-class family, or unwise or wise. Beings are the owners of their karma, and they are here to their karma. Karma is their determining factor of rebirth. They are relative and they are refuge. It is karma that divides beings into low and great. So the answer was karma. Answer was karma. So we are trying to develop wholesomeness, knowledge with us, as well as our experience, to increase our wholesomeness. Whether it is everything happening karma or not, it doesn't matter. We don't want to spend time pondering and pondering. At the end, we could find a real answer. It doesn't matter. Now we know all these killing, jealous, all these anger are not supposed to keep with us. Those things are harmful thoughts. So therefore, what we supposed to do, we supposed to increase our wholesomeness. We supposed to reduce all these unwholesome thoughts as much as we can. As much as we can. Why? We are willing to be happy. So happiness is there. How much we can control all these unwholesome thoughts, that much we can increase happiness. This is the law. This is the natural law, universal law. No one can change this law. Whether you believe karma or not, it doesn't matter. We have to pay for it. No one can avoid karma. You can avoid Dhamma, but no one can avoid karma. Because it is not the creation of the Buddha. It is not the creation of anyone else. It's natural phenomena. No one can change that natural phenomena. So basically, keeping these thoughts in your mind, let us develop our energy to practice, to develop our wholesomeness. Thank you very much. I took 10 more minutes from your question and answer. But anyway, take a break. And if you have any questions, you can put there in the box. So we'll take time to discuss your questions. Thank you.